Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. It's time again for another pocket dump deconstruction. What's that? Well, you see those knives, that picture? Well, that's what I posted on Instagram just 5 minutes ago. Turned the iPhone 6s Plus to video, and now we're gonna talk about my daily pocket dump. This happens every single day on the Keith Kevin Ken channel here on YouTube. So subscribe, please subscribe, so that you know when I post these pocket dumps where we're going to play with 4 knives. I see 3 on the screen now, but it's going to be 4 every single day, and at least once a week, probably twice a week, I'm going to be uploading a mini knife collection. I'll also be uploading mail calls with new knives. I just this morning, as I record this, February 2016, I just ordered 3 new knives that I'm very excited about. I should have in a couple of days. And you'll be the first one to see them, and we'll play with them together. Anyway, let's get to the pocket dump. Scotch. I always celebrate with something to drink and something to smoke. A cigar. I am a big Cuban cigar fan. I'm a big cigar fan, but I do have a nice collection of Cuban cigars. This is a Monte Cristo, and the thing about this cigar, it's been in my humidor for about 20 years. Nowadays, when you buy a cigar in their age, you get the second band and a lot of hoopla, but that's a wonderful smoke, and I'm going to celebrate. It's Friday as I record this, and I do a super celebration on Friday. No matter how old I get, no matter what my job is or my career is, I love Fridays because it leads to a weekend. Anyway, that's the cigar. The coin, and as always, I have to give you a little shade on it so you can make it out. That's a Canadian maple leaf coin. There's a little bit more going on with that coin, but I'm not going to geek out with coins right now. We're talking about mostly knives. It is a Friday as I record this. I'm strapping on my Apple Watch today. That's so I can really keep track of the time. You can see it's 7 a.m. as I record this. Because yes, I am going to be counting down to the weekend. So that's the watch. Mont Blanc, one of my Mont Blanc thin wallets, and my Smithson notepad. And now let's talk about the knives. Oh, I'll tell you, once I started carrying the Kopas, I got stuck. The Kopas, I mean, every time I get into the cases every morning now, I'm playing with the Kopas. The Kopas, if you haven't seen my other videos where I carry it, the Kopas, a wonderful collection series from Spyderco. Spyderco has 17 different gentleman folders, all of which have these great exotic scales, inlays. In this case, this is called Gold Pearl. Can you see that? You see the pearl, and it's kind of a gold color. Gold Pearl. I told you, exotic, wonderful. Look at those bolsters with that same blade shape. So all 17 of the knives share the same shape, the same blade shape, the VG10 steel, the same clip, and the same wonderful Spyderco backlock. However, the scales change from different woods, giraffe bone, to carbon fiber, a whole lot of different scales. Oh man, they are just so beautiful. I did not collect these. I was not collecting knives as these were coming out from Spyderco. So I've been grabbing them from the secondary market and from individuals. It's taken me several years. Out of the 17, I have 16. I keep saying that, and a good friend, a good YouTube friend said, so which one are you missing? It's the blue turquoise one. For some reason, it came up once, and I was cash poor. I had just bought a bunch of knives, wouldn't you think it? And then this came up and I just couldn't pull the trigger. I went, well, it'll come up again. That was a year and a half ago. So I have all 16. The other thing Spyderco did, because they had in mind this as a collector series of knives, only 17. I think they trickled them out through the years, 3 of them every year or 2 of them every year. Each knife, each of these knives, there are 17 in the set, but each knife is limited to only 600 worldwide. So there are only 599 gold pearl Kopas that are still available. Man, this is nice. It is really great, really special as one of my keychain knives because I get to always pull it out. And of course, they're all the same, but very, very different, and people just love them. They have that old-timey feel to it, too. It feels like, you know, a custom kind of gentleman folder where people really took their time. It's production, but it's very limited. Only 600 individual pieces, only 17, and man, I'm looking for that blue turquoise. Ugh. Anyway, that's part of that. Every time I pull it out, now I'm probably going to go through all 16 of them. Anyway, that is the keychain. I always have a keychain knife attached to my little silver loop. I just think that's the way to go. Today I decided to go with 2 of my favorite knives. And you've seen me carry these if you follow the channel. If you don't, check out some of the other videos. This is the Sebenza 21 plain Jane scales. Of course, you know the Chris Reeve knives, beautiful construction, tight tolerances, that wonderful integral lock, that frame lock that he created. This has ladder Damascus, and I just love that combination of just a pure plain Jane body with that wonderful flare of the Damascus blade. And of course, had to get the small 21 that looks exactly the same. This carry right here makes me happy all day, especially since it's a TGIF kind of day. Just having these in my pocket just make me feel so good, especially when you add that gold pearl Kopa. Oh man, I usually, just like with clothing or anything else, sometimes you match way too much. Have you seen that? Where you have to admire that they found the shoes, socks, pants, shirt, watch, necktie, everything else, but it just matches a little too much. And I get that, but man, oh man, look at that pair. That makes me happy that I found knives. That makes me very happy that I collect them. It really does. It just makes me feel good. So I'm sure there are videos that give you the technical reason of why I feel good about knives, or more of a review on these knives. By the way, this is not a knife review channel. I do talk about them. We'll talk about the good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly about the knives. But we're here as knife fans to caress them as much as possible. So those are the knives. That's the cigar, the watch, the scotch, the coin that you see on Instagram. My Instagram is @KeithKevinKen. I post real early in the morning my pocket dump and a whole bunch of other knife-related posts, including a lot of my collections. So check that out. But this ain't Instagram. This is YouTube. This is the Keith Kevin Ken YouTube channel. So we talk about the knife that got away. You cannot go through 4 Pelican cases full of knives and only stop at 3 of them. Let me just tell you, I am happy to be sharing these knives with you and my family that watch. I am very thrilled to be able to afford these knives from time to time. But man, it also, one reason I do the Instagram pictures, one reason I do YouTube, I'm going to tell you it's selfish. It forces me to go through my collection. It forces me. Because you guys know, sometimes you have your collection, it just sits. And then I would end up carrying, especially this carry, every single day and have hundreds of knives just sitting. So thank you for allowing me to do these YouTube videos. Thank you for joining me on Instagram looking at the knives, because that forces me to go through and play with these knives and carry a bunch of them. This is by far, man, this is a statement to make. But right now, I have to tell you, this is a Browse Blades caliber. Jason Browse, young knife maker that is just skyrocketing. I love his stuff. Outside of my Spyderco Chris Reeve collection, I probably have more Browse blades than any other kind of knives. I really love it. This caliber is a one of a kind. Jason is a mid-tech maker, which means it's a combination of custom and production. He does a lot of hand stuff for the production and then hands off a lot of production stuff to someone else. He really oversees it. They are usually limited editions. So for instance, this is a limited edition. I'm sorry, I couldn't see it. Yep, 500. You see it right here. I couldn't see it through the iPhone. All of his pieces are limited. This caliber, when I say one of a kind, he does the usual run. And then what he does is he does special one-offs of his knives. This is one of them. See how that carbon fiber is etched all over the place? Man, it's so artistic and everything. D2 steel always with Jason. D2 steel. Look how thin. But man, very functional. It's a blacked out version. Oh man. I'm sorry. It is my best flipper. I have a lot of liner lock knives, and I'll tell you, I prefer frame lock, but a lot of times makers, whether it's Spyderco or Jason or others, just do a great job with that liner lock. Not only is it sturdy and everything, but man, it's easy to get to. Look at that. Smooth as silk. I mean, it's butter. Look. I mean, I wanted to carry it. I really did. In fact, I got to this case before I got to the Chris Reeve case. But then I went, I'm going to overmatch today because I love those two together. I'm not going to carry this today, but it's going to stay on my desk. And as you can see, I just can't stop flipping it. I'm right-handed. That's a left-handed flip on this puppy. Anyway, I don't want to let it go. I don't want to let it go. Anyway, that is the knife that got away. I'm going to flip it one more time. Oh, man. This is the knife that got away. The Jason Browse caliber. It's the one of a kind, but he does have the blacked out version with the carbon fiber. He has a whole bunch of versions, and they are available elsewhere. But man, I love it. That's a collection of knives. I'm recording this on a Friday. That's how I want to start my Friday. I'm pumped now. Hey, you guys, thank you very much for joining me. Why don't you thumb this up if you like it? Please punch that subscribe button. I want to build a knife community here on YouTube. Hey, there are wonderful knife collectors on YouTube. I check them out every single day. In fact, at some point I'm going to do a video where I just call out names of some of my favorites. They are just wonderful. In fact, if you look in the comments section of these videos. I'm sure there's some great YouTube people who are kind enough to check out my channel, especially in these early days as I'm fumbling around. By the way, thank you very much if you've commented on any of my videos. I'm still learning this YouTube thing. I've been a watcher for years, but this is the first time I'm uploading them. I get the Instagram back and forth. I'm learning how to respond. But believe me, I read every comment. I'm going to start responding personally to all of them as well. So I'm sorry for that delay. I do want this to be a two-way process. I'm just new to it, and it takes this dumb guy a while to get used to everything. But I am reading every comment. Again, I'm rambling. Thank you very much for giving me so much of your precious time. You guys have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Bye now.